thyroid cartilage. Okay, that's the thyroid cartilage that we see right here, composed of the lamina. Okay, and that angle is going to be different in the male and female, exactly like the pelvis. So the female has a much wider angle than the male. Okay, and because of that angulation, we find therefore that the male, because the angle is now closed, it now pulls the cords and makes the cords longer. So males have longer vocal cords than females. And we find men have a deeper voice. Okay? And we know from our physics that F is proportional to 1 upon L, or F equals K times 1 upon L. So the longer the cord is, it's an inverse relationship between frequency and length of cord. Okay? F is proportional to 1 over L. So males, under the influence of that male hormone called testosterone, just at about puberty, you will notice that the difference between the girls and the boys at puberty, you're going to start to see what? In the guys, you will start to see what's called the Adam's apple, the laryngeal prominence. Okay? So the voice is going to break, and you're going to get now the male voice. Okay? Women don't go through that. Women don't go through that. No. Alright? So we get now that angulation there. Okay? So that's the laryngeal prominence. And that thyroid cartilage, we're going to see it on the slide right here. That thyroid cartilage. Okay, well this is the arytenoid cartilage right here. That's the arytenoid. Okay, that's the lap. Let's see what, I don't know what's on this slide. Let's look and see what's on this slide. But that's a higher power. So let's go to a lower power here. Okay, alright. This is skeletal muscle. In fact, this is the arytenoid cartilages right here. Right there, but in fact that's not this. Yes, that's the arytenoid right here. Let me use another. This side is better. This one is far better. Okay. This one is far superior in terms of, well, far superior in terms of gross looking. Far superior. Look under the microscope. But here, this now is going to be our thyroid cartilage. So there you can see the thyroid cartilage coming right here. This sort of V-shaped cartilage. And I'm going to ask you if you can bring about 10 slides of the larynx. Can you please bring a couple slides of the larynx? Alright. So yeah, we need them now. You can give me about some different slides of the larynx. They put your initial on it, so when I finish, I just put them right there and you pick it up. So this basically now is going to be the thyroid cartilage. And there you can see the hyoid bone, okay? And there we can see a complete ring of cartilage, described sometimes as the only complete ring in the respiratory system, and that's at the cricoid. So at the level of C6, the sixth cervical vertebra, we find the cricoid cartilage. And that also is going to be composed of hyaline cartilage. So we get the thyroid cartilage now articulating with the cricoid. And the cricoid has an arch anteriorly and a lamina posteriorly. Looks like a signet ring. So there's the arch of the cricoid cartilage more anteriorly, and posteriorly we see the lamina. And then now articulating on the superior aspect of the cricoid cartilage, we see the arytenoid. So those are the arytenoid cartilages, and those arytenoid cartilages now have what are called vocal processes and attach now to the vocal ligaments. So within you can see when you look at this model, you can borrow it after, these are the vocal cords within. And that space in between, that's known as the rima glottis. And those vocal cords, because they are exposed to a lot of mechanical trauma, especially the vibration, they are lined by what type of epithelium? Wear and tear. That is what? Stratified squamous. So the rest of the larynx, the interior, is lined by respiratory epithelium. But on the true vocal cords, this is going to be lined by stratified squamous. So when we look at the wet specimen here, and also we get the epiglottis. Okay, this one doesn't have an epiglottis. But there is the epiglottis, and the epiglottis differs because the epiglottis is formed by what type of cartilage? Elastic cartilage. Okay, so there you can see the entrance to the larynx, the adductus laryngeus, and we go right into the larynx. That's the cricoid cartilage at the back, and then now we can open it up. So you can open it up right here, and there you can see histologically we're going to show it, but I need some more slides. These are the lower ones are the true vocal cords, and the upper ones are the false vocal cords. So we get the true vocal cords and the false vocal cords. Okay? And then there we see we have split open now the cricoid cartilage. So we have open interior of the larynx. So it's on that cord, the true vocal cord, that we're going to get what? Stratified squamous epithelium. Now, we can take the forceps and we go right up into here. Right up into here. Into a space. First we enter what's called the ventricle, and from the ventricle we can go right up like that into what's called the saccule. And we're going to see that histologically. And the saccule of the larynx is known as the oil can of the larynx. That's where all of the mucus is going to come down and keep the vocal cords wet. Okay? So there's a saccule. Now, as I said, you're going to have cartilages. For example, the cricoid, the retinoid. There's some little things called the cunate and cuneiform cartilages. The epiglottis, yes. Then we're going to get muscles, skeletal muscle. So the larynx has a juxtaposition of three things. 1, hyaline cartilage. 2, skeletal muscle. 3, respiratory epithelium. With a bit of stratified squamous. Nowhere else in the body will you find that. So when you see hyaline cartilage with skeletal muscle, with respiratory epithelium, and sometimes stratified squamous, you know that you're looking at the larynx. Okay? It's just like when you look at the palatine tonsil, you get features coming together. Stratified squamous, lymphoid tissue, crypts, okay? Skeletal muscle, gland, that equals palatine tonsil. So when we now see hyaline cartilage with skeletal muscle, with respiratory epithelium, then we know that we are in the larynx. Okay? The trachea, which is going to come below the trachea, has not skeletal muscle, but what type of muscle? Smooth muscle. What's known as the trachealis muscle. And then also, deep to this, you're going to get what are called fibroelastic membranes. And there's a very important fibroelastic membrane which you may see histologically above, and that's known as the quadrangular membrane. So the quadrangular membrane. So if you like sailing on the sea, this is one of these sails, looks like a sail. And that quadrangular membrane has a free superior border called the aryepiglottic fold, and a free inferior border called the vestibular fold. So there's a free fold inferior border vestibular and aryepiglottic. Then we go now into the ventricle, sinus leading up into the saccule, the oil can. Now, so above, so we have two fibroelastic membranes of great significance. The quadrangular membrane, and that quadrangular membrane has a free inferior border, which is the vestibular fold, and a free superior border, the aryepiglottic fold. Then below here, the true vocal cord, is another fibroelastic membrane, and that's known as the conus elasticus. You've heard these terms? Conus elasticus. Alright. Now, let's look at some of these slides. You put your initials on there.